Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. I am out here in the frosty Midwestern United States, and today we're going to be talking about standing in line. How you can stand in line like an American and why we just love it so much. I'm being sarcastic. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing is, I believe the way we stand in line comes down to our value system. We have, Americans are they value time, they value efficiency, they value order, they value equality, and they value justice. So all these things affect how we stand in line and why we stand in line. The first one is time. We are always on the go. We go from one thing to the next. And so there's a saying in America that if you are not 15 minutes early, you are late. So if there's an event happening at 5 o'clock, you come at 4:45, you get your seat, you get set up, you get ready, and when 5 o'clock comes, it's time to start. If you show up to somebody's house, somebody's place, some event, 5 minutes late, you have to apologize. You have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was late, and whatever. It's expected because they're going to be a little bit offended because their time is valuable to them. So if you don't value their time, then you don't really value them as a person. I feel like that's kind of how people see it. And these are just general rules. It's not going to apply everywhere to every person. The next thing is efficiency. We really want things to go smoothly, and so we budget things out. And we love order. We like the nice straight lines. We like to know who's next. So how would you stand in line like an American? If you are visiting or you live here as a foreigner, how would you stand in line? The first thing is you have to give some space. You can't stand. If I feel you breathing down the back of my neck, you are standing way too close. Just take a nice big step back. An example of this is I thought everybody stood in line like we do in the US until I traveled some, and then I realized, yeah, that's not the case. I was standing in line at a border post in the Middle East, and there was a lot of people from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, whatever there. And this guy was standing like right behind me, super close, and I was really uncomfortable. And we were all standing more in a mob, in a big group, than in a line. And there was a loud sound behind us, a truck or something. And the guy turns to look. And in the process, he bumps me with his shoulder. And I was like, what is going on? And he didn't say, in the US, if you bump somebody in the line like that, if you bump them, you have to say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bump you, But he just, turned right back around and waited like nothing ever happened. And it was just a very different cultural system that I was experiencing there, that I was in. So take a step back. If you think you're too close, step back a little bit. But you don't want to give too much space. If you have several feet, then somebody could cut in, but they probably won't. You're more likely to confuse people. They're going to ask, oh, I'm sorry, are you in line? And then you're like, oh yeah, sorry, I need to move up or whatnot. One way that you can test this, I've had this happen multiple times, but is go to a fast food restaurant in the US and stand way back. Like there's usually a dividing wall there or something. Like stand a few feet back from the counter, nowhere in front of the cash register. Just stand a few feet back and just kind of look at the menu. And go when there's a time where there's not a lot of people there, and wait for somebody to come in and just keep staring at the menu. I almost guarantee, at least in the Midwest where I am from, that every single time the person will be like, oh, are you in line? And then you'll say, yeah, I'm ready to order. Or, oh no, I need a few more minutes, go ahead. But they will always ask you. They could run right in, but they don't do that. It's just not a normal thing that we do. The next biggest thing is do not cut in line. If there's a person here and a person here, you do not squeeze in the middle. That is very rude, very offensive, and people will not like it. They may not say anything, they may just get upset quietly, or they might get upset. And if you do that, just be prepared for somebody to yell at you. One example of this, I was standing in another group in the Middle East, border post again, a lot of traveling, and this same kind of group of people, a lot of there were some Americans or whatever, Brit, and some Pakistan, Bangladeshi, wherever, all these areas. And these guys come in, and they obviously, the system's a little different there. There was no way they were going to go first. They weren't Arab. They weren't, they're just coming in. So they kind of move in, and they go to kind of the side and kind of the middle of the group. And this British guy was there, and I think he had a good amount of culture stress, and he was not taking anything from anybody. So he spoke up, and he said something to the effect of, excuse me, we are all standing in a queue here. I'm not exactly sure what it is you think you're doing. And my wife laughed kind of, because she was like, ooh, he is done. He has had enough. And the guys were just like, oh, okay. And they backed up and everything. But yeah, do not cut in line. It's not going to go well for you. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching my video. But I do have one final question for you. And that is, what is it like to stand in line or wait in your culture? And how does it compare to the things that I've just talked about? How does it compare to American culture? Please leave your comments down below, and I look forward to hearing from you on that. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.